Greetings, everyone. This is Arletta coming live and direct from Arletta Unleashed. And how y'all been doing? I've been doing really good. My life has been really crazy lately. Not in a bad way, but a good way. And I don't even know where to start. The last time I tried to do a recording, it was continuing on my post I tried to do on a sacred masculine. And the one that posted on my blog, The Sacred Masculine, YouTube, which is what I'm recording on right now, cut off like 10 minutes of that post. So I did a 15-minute post and it only recorded like 6 minutes of it. But I think it's because my connection speed at my apartment is too slow. So when it does the publishing part, I'm losing footage. So I'm not even sure how much this is going to record. But then I was thinking of a topic, and I don't have a topic, but I just got to tell y'all some of these interesting experiences I've been having. So, it's related to all this interesting masculine energy that's been showing up in my life at this time. So, kind of like with the foundation that I laid on my last post about the sacred masculine and becoming balanced in that in order to be fully unleashed. Let me just tell y'all about some of my experiences, okay? So maybe I'll start with today and then go backwards. I can recall all this shit. So I'm helping a friend with a book project. And I designed this book cover and I'm doing some editing for him and so on and so forth. And it's really interesting because this is someone that I was involved with or whatever for a while. Not quite a relationship, but you know, you be having those variations of relationships. Anyway, and but he was never like my dude, never like my guy, and I was never his girl. That was always understood. We were homie loving friends. And that's the perfect way of describing this. So anyway, so I'm sitting here and I'm editing this thing and I'm hearing him reference me in this book and I'm like, oh shit. While I'm editing it, I'll finally have some idea of what the hell he actually thinks about me. Because I have not known all this time. So that's going to be interesting. What's also going to be interesting about this project or this editing that I'm doing is it's really weird if you're reading about a guy that you've been with who's very dear to your heart and he's talking about his different relationship experiences with females and his journey from sex addiction to healing. And I'm going to give you a title book when it's released. Y'all need to go check it out. But it's really weird when you read about somebody you've been with and all the experiences with all these other females on in print. I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so that happened. And then a little earlier today, I was online and I was chit-chatting with one of my homies. It was a friend that I had made through my ex-husband. And, you know, my ex-husband was Nigerian, this guy is Nigerian as well. And he was like, Arletta, I've been waiting for you to tell me you want to come to London. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all this. Ladies, if you want to shut up a guy and have him stop talking a whole bunch of yang bullshit, if he tell me he want to come see you, or wants you to come see him, you want to shut him up or see if he's serious? Just tell him, okay, send me a plane ticket and some travel money. So he comes and hits me back and was like, well, I'll send you a plane ticket. And I was like, first of all, if a Negro wanted to really see you, then why he acting like he doing you a favor? By sending you a plane ticket. You didn't ask to see him. He asked to see you, right? I'm just getting that straight. Anyway, so I was like, hell no, you think I'm gonna go all the way to the UK with just a plane ticket and go visit a Nigerian on top of that and ain't got no money? No. And I ain't spending my own money. Fuck that. Anyway, so we're going back and forth. And then I actually let my sister go and message him because just talking shit or whatever. And he was like, well, how much? And she was like, what do you mean, how much? And then she was like, well, what are you paying for exactly anyway? And so she was just fucking with him or whatever. And then she wound up telling them that he couldn't afford me even if he wanted to. And then he told her, oh, well, mark my words, you're going to have to eat your words. So we'll see about it. But it's a bunch of bullshit. Whenever you're going to tell somebody, especially Nigerian, they going to have to pay for something, and he's one of my ex-husband's friends, and he's been cool with me, but they was all pretty shysty. And they Nigerians, so they can't help, just like in the blood. Whatever. So I got offered a plane ticket to London. And then I had the weirdest thing. So I'm backtracking, right? Then I'm having some other interesting experiences, which aren't as interesting. I'll go over those. So the other day, one of my friends from school came into town, and I was showing them around LA, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time. It was really interesting reconnecting with somebody that you knew 10 years ago or more, because you never know where they are, where they're coming from. Y'all kind of just reconnect, right? But in a process, while I was out with him, just taking around LA to some different sites, I ran into three men from my past. Now, two of the guys weren't guys I had ever dated or talked to or nothing. But I used to have these interesting encounters with men. But one guy I had, Alo just saw me on a bus stop and then called me. Arletta, was that you wearing the brown, so on and so forth? I was like, yeah, then he came and met me over at the SOM bookstore and met his little kids and introduced them to my homie who was in town visiting. Funny. But this is the funniest thing. I'm going to ask y'all this, and y'all need to tell me what it is. So, like 2 or 3 years ago, I met this nasty old man. I don't know about y'all, but I have been known to attract old men, like men in their 70s, and they love them some Arletta. Really crazy. Like, once you start having gray hair, even though I do have gray in the front of my locks, and I'm 35, I think I'm 25 or 22. So even men in their 40s a lot of times appear old to me. But if you look old, I ain't fucking with you. If you are old, you even more. But there are a couple of fine ass old men who look like they was quite fuckable. I ain't messing with them, but they looked like they were. Anyway, this man wasn't. And so we're at the bus stop. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm on my way home, my last stop. And I had met him on the bus. I had the weirdest conversation with him years ago. And he didn't recognize it, but I recognized him. I remember his name and everything. So he started off making me this offer about how he has this massage service that he does that is absolutely irresistible. He does a massage with a pedicure and so on and so forth. And so then he started talking about how not only does he do the different massages, but he told me about he had a special lip massage that he does. Now, I ain't sure to this day because it was kind of chilly and I was trying to tune him out. But y'all know what the hell a lip massage is, and if it is, have you had one? So I'm trying to figure out, is lip massage where you use your lips to massage or your lips get massaged? So he's going on and on and on about, I need to try this lip massage, and how could he convince me that I need to try it? And then he even made me an offer. He said I couldn't refuse. He said he would pay me $5 to try his massage. And he was sure that I would like it so much that I would go and pay him for his $50 fee or whatever. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's 7 o'clock at night, and this 7-year-old man is offering me live beside this. I gotta stay at home. And so, what else happened? Um, and so, of course, on Sunday of this past week, I go to Agape and I have a whole little sacred masculine epiphany, and that's like the whole next stage or level of expansion for Arletta Unleashed and so on and so forth. And I really, oh, and then like 2 days ago, earlier this week, this guy was at this total huge crush and one of the most crazy ass encounters ever. Just popped up and requested me as a friend on Facebook from a couple of years ago. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I've had like 5 just folks who I either had dated or knew in some capacity from my past show up. What is this, right? But and this man is very exceptional because, but then I'm not going to go into why he's exceptional because I don't be trying to put people's business out on the streets, so on and so forth. But what I'm going to say is this: my track record has been to deliberately attract the most unavailable men on the planet. And I mean, I have experienced all variations of unavailable. The only thing I don't mess with is married men. I ain't never fucked with married men. But like men who, are single but ain't completely got over their last person they was with. And I know this, and it works for me because I'm not trying to be in a committed relationship. Or they have a girlfriend that they don't claim, but everybody else know about. And the girl ain't quite sure what's going on. Or they're totally single, but they might as well be married to their mama because their mama comes first in everything they say and do, including whether or not she approves of if they talk to me. Or they're in another physical location, or they just will never be emotionally available for another relationship period because someone irrevocably broke their heart. And it's the same old story. I've been attracted to these kind of experiences because it was a reflection of what I wanted and what I felt that I deserved. And that's with all of the men that I mess with. They're not available. And I know this. If I wanted to be in a serious relationship, none of these people that I've ever talked to, including my husband, although we managed to get married, were never available, right? And so I decided, you know what? Okay, later for this. I have played this game. It's been interesting. I could write a book on all the variations of unavailable men and how I attracted these and what their little twist of being unavailable is. But I decided, you know what? It's time for me to have exactly what I want right now. And I was communicating with Spirit, and Spirit was like, Arletta, you are that person. You don't have to do nothing else. And the analogy I gave us was a very clear picture that Spirit gave me. And it was like, how you have blinds and you have to take them and you have the wand and you turn it and you open the slats and you let the light in. And you could open the slats all the way. The light comes in and it's pretty much unimpeded or not filtered. She was like, no, you don't need to take the wand, open up the slats. You need to just take the blinds and pull up the damn string and just let all the light flood in. Because you are already the person that you need to be to attract exactly what it is that you want. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, this is great. She said, but you have to go and flip that switch. And so I flipped it. And I'm just like, I'm so excited.